Good morning, welcome to my channel. I'm colorwork. I'm here from South Africa. You can find me as Happy Ever Yarn on YouTube and also on Instagram. I would like to show you something that I finished. I redid the collar as explained previously. This yarn is from Lisa Yarn Creations. It's a special dye that she did for me, and I just love the blue with a, I call it rustic. It looks like it could be symbols of the sea with rocks, or at a river or a pond. And I'll stand up that you can see. So it's just a normal V-neck box sweater. The wool is very soft, it's 100% merino, and it's lovely. I have not used the pattern as explained previously. I've got an Excel spreadsheet that I use to do the calculations for the number of stitches on. Okay, let's get to the next bit. Hi, what are you making today? Sorry for that bump, this was the cats and you can probably hear this bell. I would like to tell you more about the socks that I'm making, although it's not even close to finish. I'm drinking some cold water with fresh lemon and honey and ginger and turmeric and hawthorn berries. Now hawthorn berries is a TCM remedy for the heart meridian, which makes the functions of the heart easier. So it is known to take out cholesterol or fats and some sugars from the bloodstream. So it helps you to get rid of those things that cause problems for the heart. It's nice, it's refreshing, the ginger makes it warm. I enjoy to have this tea, so-called tea. I'm not going to show you how it looks like because the turmeric makes it yellow. But maybe one day I'll show you the berries. The socks that I'm busy with, okay, so I learned to make socks from the Queen sock pattern. It's a free pattern from Lisa Porch. In there she did a 2x1 rip, the entire sock, but that was my first pattern that I used to knit socks from. Then I found knitting I love, and she actually knits socks and then have it as a monthly giveaway price, which is very generous of her, and I received 2 pairs of her socks already. Thank you, Barbara. And then I used one of her free patterns to knit this green sock with. The other one is in the cupboard. I do wear them quite a bit. My go-to heel is always the heel flap, turn and gusset, because that's what I learned from Queen socks. Although Barbara uses the afterthought heel, I'm not good with that. Snipping yarn, I'm not there yet. So the one that I'm doing now, busy with, looks like this. It's got a very similar pattern than Barbara's pattern, but the color work that I will do on the leg is going to be my own. Usually the heel flap portion, you've got the stitch pattern to say knit one, slip one, and then you pull the entire row, and then the knit rows, knit one, slip one. So what I've done is, as from where the heel starts for the heel flap, I've done that pattern and for the heel flap, and now I will carry on straight, just knitting plain in the round. I've written down my measures because usually I do 2 socks together, not on the same needles though, but just so that I know how many stitches I added, where my decreases start and all of that, not to write it down. So today I've started to write it out, and hopefully my second sock will look the same, similar. Okay, so the sock is made from, the blue is African Express from Seoul. It is a very nice soft yarn. It's got mulberry silk in it that makes it so soft, and kids mohair and merino and polyamide to make it strong for the sock. And then the color work, I'll show you quickly again. So this is the heel. It's a self-striping yarn, but I just love the way that this came through. My stitch marker is always catching with the yarn. It's an anchor from Esther's Yarn Creations. And so the colorwork sock looks like looks like this. And this is from Opal Ocean. It does make the blue comes out like a green for me. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's blue or green? And here it's blue, but with the navy it seems more green. So that's my sock story for today. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you're going to enjoy the rest of the video that I'm putting together, bits and pieces, and have fun with me today. If you like it, like and subscribe, please. It helps me to build a community and doesn't cost you anything. See you now. Thought it would be nice if we just sit and knit for a while. I'm going to start my second sock. The way that I do it is Turkish cast on. I think that's what they call it. I usually start with 8 to 11 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Just hold the yarn tight at the back. Pull out the needle closest to you. My fingers are yellow from the turmeric. And then we knit these. Let me just tuck the yarn in. I thought I would use my measures, but I'm so wary not to do the same thing on the second pair of socks that I thought, let me just do the foot of the second one, and then I know when I do the leg with a pattern, colorwork pattern, it is just that I need to take note of and remember how to do it. Just knitting the second needle, just to make sure that I've got stitches and not just windings. It's been raining today and it's nice and cool. I just love the winter, it can stay here forever. So now I will start with my increases. A lot of people work from the increases and say do it every second row or every row. Other people say you do your increase on your, not on your first stitch like I did now, but on your second stitch or your second last stitch. I'll do the very last stitch. it's just as if it closes the gap for me between the front and the back needles, especially with this small area. I do realize my needles are not state of the art, that they work for me. This is a 2.25 from Ella. So let me just take that off. Or Al, as also heard they pronounce it. I keep them in the bags where I bought them, and then I kind of like file them in a drawer that I've got close to the other window. Knitting for me is a way of escape. Keeps my mind here what I'm busy with doing, because I need to count or remember the rows that I'm in and things like that. Doesn't allow my mind to wander and think about work and things like that. Okay, work. What do you do for a living? Do you have the privilege to stay at home and knit whenever you want to? Or do you also still work full-time? I'm a business system analyst for a corporate company here in South Africa, one of the bigger ones, because we are semi-IT. We do work weekends as well, not every weekend, at least once a month. We are delivering, the system that I'm working on is a workflow system. So I thought it would be interesting for you to understand what's a workflow system. It is, in the olden days, in the paper world, we used to have a file per client or customer, and then you would send it on from in-basket to in-basket, and sometimes someone would not feel like it and put it in their drawer and then being off ill the next day, and things like that used to happen. I'm sure it happens in every organization. So what we are doing is we keeping these files electronically, and the system that we're using is routing the file to the right places, to where it should be. See, I already forgot now. Should I add on now or not? I can't remember. Maybe next row. Let's do the next one. So the changes that we make for the system is to enable new business processes, new activities, having the people to capture new data for legislation purposes, of course, for legal reasons, for tracking, for reporting. We provide data to measure productivity. We provide data to measure service level agreements, or as we know, SLAs. We can, because our system, workflow system is very data centric, we can build rules in it that it only goes to a human as and when it's required, and can actually interact with the admin system. The admin system being the one that is used to do the benefit calculations and keeping the customer data. So yeah, so that's what I do for a full-time job. In the area that you see now, this is my lunch table or a breakaway table, or my knitting table, as you wish. And right behind you is my workstation where I work from home since the epidemic. And they have also asked us now to come back a certain amount of days per week to work in the office, just to build the community and the team building and stuff again, because that's also important if we work crazy hours like we do here, to know the people that you work with, to know their strengths and their weaknesses, in order to to fill in each other, to complement each other. There we go. See, so work is also about relationships. It's not just in the marriage or in friendships. There are relationship components that needs to be kept track of. So there's my little sock. It's coming. It's getting there. Oh, these needles. One day I'll show you brand new needles. One day maybe I'll get them. So there's my toe of my sock. You can see I do like a nearly rounded toe. Okay. So I'm going to continue with this today, and I wish you a happy weekend and have fun and happy knitting. Bye.